Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about the Grinch trailer that just came out. Now this is being developed by Illumination Studios, who of course did all the Despicable Me movies, the Minion movies, Secret Life of Pets, and I believe Sing as well. They produced all of those movies, some of which I've seen, actually most of which I've seen, most of which I've liked. The only one that I haven't seen is Despicable Me 3, and I've only seen parts of Sing. The rest I've seen and I've liked for the most part. Now they're developing The Grinch, which is going to be their next sort of big animated film. Now I'm a little bit worried about this movie, but I also have a lot of things I'm really looking forward to. So let's go ahead and get into that first. So first off, some of the things that I'm really looking forward to is the animation style. I really like the Illumination Studios animation style. It's actually kind of cool. It's sort of that modern cartoon, which I like a lot. I think they really understand the animation and not trying to make it super realistic or anything too overblown. They understand the type of animation studio that they are, which I actually really appreciate. They don't really try and super push those boundaries, but they're willing to be a little bit more comedic and kind of take it back to those sort of old school Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny type of cartoons at the same time. So it's really kind of interesting how Illumination sort of produces their films, and I think that's something that's really cool about it. I also really am a big fan of The Grinch. I love the way back original cartoon that airs every Christmas. I love the Jim Carrey live action version. I'm a big fan of The Grinch. Nothing in particular about the character other than he's just grumpy all the time. But I really like the character. I like the sort of world he lives in with Whoville. I like how he is the negative to what everything is positive. So he's that very much that counterbalance, and it's really sort of captivating to see that such negative being inside this world of positivity and how they sort of clash with each other. That's something that I find really appealing for some reason. But I really liked a lot of the humor that this trailer offered, how he does show those sort of grumpy moments when he's at the grocery store or waking up in the morning and turning off his alarm clock. Various little things, how even like his cup of coffee has a sad face that Max puts on it. Just like his overall persona, I think is great. I'm really looking forward to this movie in a lot of ways. My biggest concern, however, probably is going to have to be Benedict Cumberbatch voicing him. Not anything against Benedict Cumberbatch, but I just feel like he's sort of an odd choice to be voicing the Grinch. Now, I could be completely wrong. He does have a couple of lines in the trailer, but they're really not enough for me to say, wow, that's really great, or I don't think that's quite right. I teetered more on the edge of that's not quite right. There was maybe one or two lines that he said. Obviously, he only has like 3 lines. That I felt like, okay, maybe I could believe it, but I really don't feel like Benedict Cumberbatch is the voice of the Grinch, which is a little bit disappointing, but overall I think he's going to hopefully do a good job because I really like the character, I like the animation style. There's a lot of pros going into the movie, but I feel like there could be some cons that may distract from the overall story of the movie, and that's the big thing that I'm worried about or not really worried about. It's actually kind of a mixed feeling there as well, because this movie is called The Grinch. It's not How the Grinch Stole Christmas like the animated version or the live action movie. So based on the trailer, I'm not sure if they're going to do the How the Grinch Stole Christmas story or if they're just focusing on the Grinch. Part of me hopes that they just sort of reference it in some way or another. Maybe this is another Christmas or a pre-Christmas to the big How He Stole Christmas. More or less a prequel, which I think would be kind of interesting, seeing that build up to how he sort of plans it or maybe gets the idea for it, rather than just being that sort of 20-minute story that we all know and love. I would really like for them to take that leap, though, and completely ignore How the Grinch Stole Christmas and focus on the Grinch and how he lives in Whoville. I think that would probably be the best story that I would want to go and see this movie for, because we've always seen the Grinch with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but Whoville is another 364 days where they prepare for Christmas, and he doesn't necessarily have to steal it. So that opens up a world of possibilities and other things of him living his daily life in this town in Whoville that is just unexplored. And I think I'm really hoping anyway, that that's what this movie's going to go for based on the trailer, with him waking up in the morning, him going to the grocery store, him just sort of walking around Whoville. A lot of untapped potential that I really hope they dive deep into. And I think that's my biggest pull to want to go see this movie, is they stripped the title of that How the Grinch Stole Christmas and just simply made it The Grinch. So hopefully it's really going to be a character-focused type of movie. But I still am excited to go see The Grinch. I really don't know if it's going to be wanting to go see it opening weekend though. I don't know if it has that attraction for me, although I love the character and I would love to see this movie. I don't know if it's that opening day or even opening weekend type of movie. It's going to be released, I think, early November, if I remember right. So there's plenty of time to get to see it before that big Christmas season, which I think is kind of what they're going for. But I'm still intrigued by it. I really liked a lot of some of the other projects that they're adapted of the Dr. Seuss stories, like the Lorax, which I really was never familiar with, but I actually really liked that movie. I love the live action version of The Grinch as well as The Cat in the Hat, which I know a lot of people do not like that movie, but it's kind of near and dear to my heart because of the timing of when it came out. So I love those movies. I love the Dr. Seuss adaptations. I really hope to see more. I'm especially hoping to see more if this goes well. I think that is one of those areas that has a lot of untapped potential, but at the same time, it can be very repetitive. So it's kind of a sticky situation as far as, are we willing to take that full leap, or should we just do the occasional story? By the way, I'm still really looking forward to The Grinch. Make sure you let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. But other than that, that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.